The Imperial Inquisitors are one of the most interesting groups of darkside users. Still a relatively new addition to Star Wars canon, we're constantly meeting new members of the mysterious Order. Before Order 66 was even issued, Darth Sidious had planted spies throughout the Jedi Temple to find Jedi, which could be manipulated into servants of the Sith. When the Empire eventually rose to power and the Great Jedi Purge began, the Inquisitors were tasked with hunting down surviving Jedi and retrieving Force-sensitive children to be turned into other darkside servants as part of Project Harvester. They wielded a red, spinning, double-bladed lightsabers and wore black, gray, and red outfits, and sometimes helmets. Although the exact number of Inquisitors was kept secret, they're speculated to have been as many as 16. Despite being assigned to hunt and kill Jedi and other Force-sensitive targets, most of the Inquisitors could only contend with average Jedi Knights and Padawans on a one-on-one basis, but were not skilled enough to take on powerful Force users on the level of most Jedi Masters or battle-hardened Jedi Knights on their own. So, who were each of the individuals that made up the mysterious Order? Stay tuned. This is every single Imperial Inquisitor explained. The Grand Inquisitor was a male Pauan from the planet Utapau. Though we don't know his true name, we do know that he once served as a Jedi Temple guard. As a Jedi Knight, the Pauan developed a hatred unbecoming of a Jedi, specifically towards Chief Librarian Jocasta Nu. She deemed him unfit for education, frequently denying him access to certain data files. The future Grand Inquisitor was also present for the trial of Ahsoka Tano following the bombing of the Jedi Temple. These events left him feeling disillusioned with the Jedi Order and susceptible to the pull of the dark side. As leader of the Inquisitorius, the Grand Inquisitor reported directly to Darth Vader and was likely slightly more powerful than those who served beneath him. Throughout his tenure, he proved to be one of the Empire's most proficient tools in eradicating the last of the Jedi, being intimately familiar with his prey thanks to the records of the Jedi Temple. The Grand Inquisitor took an active interest in pursuing two particular Jedi, Kanan Jarrus and his apprentice, Ezra Bridger. When dueling Kanan, the Grand Inquisitor was defeated and opted to fall to his death, as opposed to facing the wrath of Darth Vader. Despite the Grand Inquisitor's physical death, Vader still had use for him. The Dark Lord was able to prevent the Inquisitor's spirit from passing on, instead tying it down to a Jedi outpost on Tempes. Years later, Luke Skywalker journeyed to Tempes in search of a new lightsaber. The son of Vader dueled and defeated the fiery spirit of the Grand Inquisitor. As punishment for allowing the boy to escape, Vader refused the Pauan's pleas to be set free from his prison, leaving him to guard the outpost for what the Inquisitor believed would be an eternity. The second sister was once a Jedi Padawan named Trilla Sudari. At the onset of Order 66, Trilla and her master, Seer Junda, attempted to hide a group of younglings from the Empire. However, they were captured and tortured, allowing the dark side of the Force to transform Trilla into the second sister. An ambitious and cruel woman, the second sister sadistically toyed with her prey and desired to win the approval of Darth Sidious himself. She most notably hunted the Jedi fugitive Cal Kestis, who was on the run with her former Jedi Master. When the second sister acquired a holocron containing the list of Force-sensitive younglings, Kestis followed her to the Inquisitorius headquarters, where the Jedi bested the Inquisitor in a final duel. Trilla was given a chance to reconcile with Seer, but the moment was quite literally cut short by the arrival of Darth Vader, who executed the second sister. The third brother Inquisitor was only ever mentioned in one reference book. The actions he carried out in the name of the Empire and his eventual fate both remain a secret for now. The third sister was once known as Reva Savander, a youngling at the Jedi Temple when Darth Vader and the 501st stormed it during Order 66. She watched as her fellow Jedi were slain and played dead amidst the bodies. Years later, she resurfaced and joined the Inquisitorius. Though she willingly served the Empire and hunted fugitive Jedi, the third sister was driven by an ulterior motive, seeking to exact revenge on Darth Vader for his slaughter of the Jedi during Order 66, which had taken away the only family she had ever known. The third sister became obsessed with locating Vader's former Jedi Master, Obi-Wan Kenobi, as a means of exacting revenge by entering the Dark Lord's good graces and assassinating him whilst he was fixated on Kenobi. Though she came close to capturing Obi-Wan, the third sister was stopped by the Grand Inquisitor, who she stabbed and left for dead. Notified of Kenobi's resurgence, Vader offered the third sister the opportunity to prove herself worthy of assuming the position of Grand Inquisitor at his side if she found the Jedi Master. Reva encountered Kenobi again on Jabeam, where he learned of her intentions and identity. Kenobi was able to escape, and with Vader distracted, Reva took her chance. However, Vader saw it coming and revealed that he knew her true identity and intentions all along. The Inquisitor was no match for Vader, who stabbed Reva and left her for dead, also revealing that the Grand Inquisitor was very much alive. Reva survived this and attempted to kill Luke Skywalker. However, she realized that she would become just like the Dark Lord and decided to return the boy to his guardians. At Obi-Wan's advice, Reva let go of her past and moved on with her life. The fourth sister was of a yellow-skinned humanoid species. She appeared in the Kenobi series, albeit in a very minimal role. The fifth brother hailed from the planet Artemisium. He became disillusioned with the Jedi Order and Republic when the Galactic Senate decided to strip mine his home world for resources, killing many on his planet to save the lives of others. Once he willingly became an Inquisitor, the fifth brother hunted notable prey including Eve Koth, Cal Kestis, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. After the death of the Grand Inquisitor, the fifth brother was assigned to hunt the Spectre Rebel cell. He engaged Kanan Jarrus, Ezra Bridger, and Ahsoka Tano, with two other Inquisitors that we'll get to by his side. After being disarmed by Ahsoka, the defenseless fifth brother was slain by the former Sith Lord Maul on Malachor. The sixth brother was once a Jedi named Bill Valen, but we don't know anything more about his past. Darth Vader made an example out of the sixth brother during a training session by cutting off his lower arm to teach him the lesson of loss. The sixth brother joined a group of Inquisitors which accompanied Vader to Mont Kala, searching for Jedi Padawan Farron Barr. However, Barr was able to trigger the inhibitor chips in their clone purge troopers, causing them to attack the Inquisitors. Later, the sixth brother traveled to the moon Rada in search of a reported Jedi. Little did he know this was Ahsoka Tano. Though unarmed, she was able to pull the Kyber crystals out of his Inquisitor lightsaber, which exploded the weapon and killed the sixth brother. It was these Kyber crystals that Ahsoka would use the Force to purify into her white ones. The seventh sister was a Miralyn, initially theorized by many to be Barriss Offee, but that's not the case. As a Jedi, she was said to have received training from Aayla Secura. As an Inquisitor, the seventh sister initially developed a rivalry with the 13th sister, the two sparring on many occasions. These training sessions inspired the Miralyn to begin using ID-9 seeker droids during her missions. Alongside the fifth brother, the seventh sister primarily hunted the Spectre Rebel cell following the Grand Inquisitor's death. She locked blades with Kanan and Ezra on multiple occasions. Like the fifth brother, the seventh sister was also killed by Maul when he threw his lightsaber at her after Ezra refused to finish the job. The eighth brother was a Terralian Django Jumper, whose original name and Jedi past we've yet to learn about. The eighth brother was given the specific task of hunting down Maul, who he only knew as the Shadow. Teaming up with fifth brother and seventh sister to face off with Kanan Jarrus, Ezra Bridger, Ahsoka Tano, and Maul, the eighth brother attempted to flee after his fellow Inquisitors were both killed. However, his lightsaber had been damaged during the fight, and when he attempted to use it to fly away, it broke, causing the eighth brother to fall to his supposed death. The ninth sister was a duotin, once known as the Jedi Knight Masana Tide. She was captured and tortured until she cracked and joined the Inquisitorius. For her lesson of loss, Vader took the ninth sister's left eye. The ninth sister was part of the group of Inquisitors to accompany Darth Vader to Mon Cala. When the Purge troopers attacked the Inquisitors, the sixth brother severed the ninth sister's leg to allow for his own escape. However, she survived and was given a cybernetic right leg. Later, she joined the second sister in the hunt for Cal Kestis, struggling to figure out why her fellow Inquisitor deemed this particular Jedi so important. On Kashyyyk, the ninth sister dueled Kestis atop the origin tree. She was defeated when Cal severed her right hand, slashed her across the back, and force-pushed her out of the tree. Yet, the ninth sister survived and re-encountered Kestis 5 years later on Coruscant. Cal finished the duel with a slash across the Inquisitor's chest and proceeded to behead her when she charged him one last time. The 10th brother was a blind Mira Luca, and former Jedi Master named Proset Dibs. During the Clone Wars, Master Dibs joined a Jedi task force led by Mace Windu on a mission to the planet Hissrich. There, Dibs voiced his disagreement with the Jedi's role in the Clone Wars before attacking Windu, but Dibs was severely outmatched and was arrested. After standing trial before the Jedi High Council, he was placed on probation and continued to work in the Jedi archives. Once he became the 10th brother, Dibs was among the Inquisitors sent to Mon Cala, where he was killed by the mind-controlled Purge troopers. This makes the 10th brother the earliest killed Inquisitor that we know of. The 13th sister was originally a Picorian Jedi Knight named Iskat Akaris. As a Jedi Padawan and Knight, she struggled to find her place in the Order due to her more aggressive tendencies in combat. Iskat eventually caught the ear of Chancellor Palpatine, and when Order 66 was activated, her clone troopers held their fire and presented a hologram of Sidious, offering her the chance to become an Inquisitor. As the 13th sister, she developed a relationship with a fellow Inquisitor named Tualan Yalana. But when Darth Vader learned of this, he killed them both. Speaking of Tualan Yalana, he was a Twi'lek and the first on our list whose designation is unknown as of yet. Tualan was with Iskat Akaris when she was offered her role as an Inquisitor and was left for dead by the 13th sister. Tortured, he eventually cracked and also became an Inquisitor and fell in love with the 13th sister as they worked together. After a successful hunt that saw the death of Eve Koth and capture of his Force-sensitive child, the two were celebrating with a drink when Vader was able to sense their attachment. The Sith Lord chased the two Inquisitors through the streets of Coruscant and again killed them both. The Unknown Inquisitor, which appeared in Tales of the Jedi, was initially theorized by many to be the same character as the sixth brother, since their stories are incredibly similar, but that doesn't actually seem to be the case. This Inquisitor visited a farming village after one of its villagers tipped the Empire off about the presence of a Jedi. This was Ahsoka Tano. She returned to the village after delivering a harvest, only to find it ablaze, with the Unknown Inquisitor waiting for her. He recognized her and attacked, but Ahsoka was able to kill him with his own lightsaber, again going into the fight unarmed. Interestingly, after dying, this Inquisitor's head deflated like a balloon. Not sure what's up with that. Marrok was introduced to us in the Ahsoka series. By this time, he is a mercenary working with Morgan Elsbeth, Baylan Skoll, and Shin Hati to bring upon the return of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Despite the Inquisitors all but disappearing decades prior, he still wields their distinctive spinning red lightsaber and wears armor that fits their aesthetic. In a duel on Cetos, Marrok is slashed across the torso by Ahsoka and turns into a cloud of green mist. This was almost certainly Night Sister magic, meaning Marrok was likely an Inquisitor decades ago, only to be resurrected by Morgan. Some have even speculated he could be a live-action translation of the Eighth Brother. In Arthurian legend, Marrok is the name of a knight who was turned into a werewolf by his wife, who had learned these skills from the witch Morgan Le Fay. The wolf motif also ties in with Shin and Baylan, who share their last names with two wolves from Norse mythology. Another unidentified Inquisitor appeared in this adventure book for the 2017 Star Wars Force and Destiny role-playing game. This Inquisitor took a young Dathomirian witch as her apprentice, intending to use her against the other Inquisitors. Instead, her apprentice named Jersetta killed her with her own lightsaber and took it, becoming a mercenary. Finally, we'll give a quick nod to these two unidentified Inquisitors who appeared in Star Wars Visions and therefore are not considered canon. But which Inquisitor is your favorite? Which do you hope to learn more about? Let me know in the comments. Come join us to chat more at our community Discord server, linked in the description. If you enjoyed today's Star Wars video, we've got more on the screen for you right now. Also make sure to drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe to join the Red Squadron. Until next time, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you. Red 5, standing by.